Breaking news, D.C. Council just approved a permanent youth curfew.
Yeah, but this is a bit nuanced. It's a bit more complicated than it seems. Melissa Kim joins us live tonight from near the Wilson building. So, Melissa, walk us through this.
Yeah, guys, as you know, there's been a lot of debate surrounding this curfew, and D.C. Council did vote to approve it with a vote of 8-5, along with 2 amendments that were brought to the table by Councilmember Brianne Nadeau. Now, let's break it down here. The bill allows D.C. police to create an 8 p.m. curfew zone around D.C., and in those zones, teenagers aren't allowed to gather in groups of 8 or more starting at 8 p.m. Now, Councilmember Brianne Nadeau did add an amendment to the law to make it expire at the end of 2028. And a second amendment will prohibit D.C. police from taking teens who violate the curfew to a detention center. Now, before this afternoon's vote, a group of teenagers protested outside of the Wilson building. They told me they were against the curfew, and they believe it criminalizes kids in the district.
There are youth that's really smart and making these great decisions and stuff, and some people are going through things that causes them to act certain ways and stuff, and I think that when it gets down to it, we aren't really asking like what is making youth act this way. We're not getting down to like the mental health problems and all that.
They don't have the resources to get the common sense or to get the help that they need, so they're going outside and doing the craziest things, and you're punishing them for the things that you're taking away from them.
The work does not end today to continue to make sure that everybody can be safe, and that is what I'll continue to share with those in the federal government who are seeing these large gatherings and threatening more aggressive response, which would not be appropriate or helpful to anyone in this situation.
The legislation now heads to Mayor Muriel Bowser's desk, and she did urge council to pass the curfew, but without those amendments. And after the mayor, Congress will also have a chance to weigh in on this legislation as well. But after all that, the curfew actually won't go into effect until later this summer. We're live outside the Wilson building tonight. I'm Melissa Kim, WUSA 9.
Yeah, that young person, Melissa's story, has a point. Let's talk to the teens,
Yeah.
see what they need. Even when these curfews are in place, there still are other things that need to happen to make sure this behavior doesn't continue.
Yeah. And hopefully those conversations will continue, even though this has passed the council. All right, Melissa, thank you.